Thanks for tuning in. This is Carrie Gatto with Big Picture, a team of Keller Williams Realty. And I'm here today with Katrina Piehler, who is the owner and CEO of Living from Center, which is a holistic wellness practice based in Summerville, Massachusetts, which helps to support the body, mind, and spirit. And I know one thing Katrina does that I've been lucky enough to participate in is some of her virtual workshops. One that she did before Thanksgiving to help ease the stress of the holidays, and I found it very, very helpful. So, Katrina, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Carrie.
I am so excited to learn a little bit more about your business.
Mhm.
Um, and just to start us off here today, can you briefly describe your business?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. I kind of like to call my business a wellness support business. Basically, I'm helping busy people sort of shift out of that stress and overwhelm mode that we often find ourselves in and into feeling more resilient in their day-to-day lives, feeling more empowered actually to be kind of finding the ways to have wellness and self-care in their day-to-day lives. So I do that through massage therapy in my practice that's on Broadway in Summerville, and self-care classes and wellness strategy coaching as well. So the wellness coaching, I work one-on-one with clients and also have group programs like a 30-day healthy habits reset, or I've got a new wellness momentum circle for ongoing accountability support now too, which is awesome.
Very good. One thing, in fact, I loved that you said on your website was, stress is part of life and yet it doesn't have to overwhelm you. And that just made me feel less stressed because it's like, okay, I don't have to feel stressed about being
Yeah.
stressed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's a matter
Um,
of navigating it. Yeah. And
yeah.
having the tools to do that.
And why did you choose this profession?
Well, actually, years ago, I don't know if you know this, I was an elementary school teacher many years ago. But all along, even when I was a teacher, I've always been interested in the holistic health field and personal growth and wellness. It's actually been 18 years now that that I got trained to do massage therapy. And about 10 years ago, I added in the certification for wellness coaching. Um, and I don't know, it was just something that I had always been interested in. And I realized actually when I started my massage practice, even then, and I was just doing the massage, I always wanted it to be more supportive than just here, let me fix your frozen shoulder or come in for your, once a year massage. Like I had always been having conversations with my clients, kind of helping them, as I said, feel less stressed and more actually empowered in their day-to-day lives and what that looks like. So as I was having those kind of conversations, it just really evolved and developed into more of a whole wellness practice in addition to just the body work that I was doing with people.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Um, and what would your customers say that they love most about your business?
Well, actually, it's related to what I guess I was just saying. Like, I think what they kind of have said to me, it is because they are coming in and they're feeling supported, not just in their body care, but in their mind and in their spirit too. It's like their whole system when they come in to see me has a chance to reset. And we have conversation that supports them in making like small shifts and changes that make a difference when they step back into their daily life. And for my coaching clients who don't come in to see me for body work, they actually have a similar experience. It's like they appreciate the space that I hold for them to slow down and get clarity, to kind of reconnect and recommit to what wellness looks like for them, in their busy life. So
Wow.
it's like holding
Yeah.
space is a huge part of it, I think, for me. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Just taking the time to make the time for self-care, that can be the first thing that kind of gets on the back burner when things get busy. And
Yeah,
it's so
yeah, and
important.
strategizing how to make that work, and like you said, feeling like you have permission to do that, or you have there is the ability to do that. Yeah, getting support along the way.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. And when you think about your business projecting into the coming year, what are your goals? What do you want to do?
Well, actually, the thing that I am most excited about that I just started over this last couple of years, especially since we've been doing a lot that's been virtual, what I'm really excited about is this new offering that I've created. It's called I'm calling it a wellness momentum circle. It's kind of a membership, a new membership community that I'm building. And the sort of the main core of it is some bi-monthly like momentum check-in calls for accountability, but then throughout the month there's also a lot of sort of awesome perks, some opportunities for building in more wellness and self-care into your lives. Like there's a weekly wind down meditation on Friday evenings, a body tune-up class each month, a special guest wellness teacher each month on a variety of different wellness topics. It's really just a nice way. We all try to get our own willpower going and add in the healthy habits and the wellness that we want. But I think it's when we come together with some support in a community that we really get momentum going with sticking with it and our follow through. So that's the kind of community and space that I'm trying to create for people. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sounds wonderful. And I think it's maybe important for people to know too that you talk a lot about how people can feel overwhelmed with all these things that are being recommended they do for wellness. And sometimes it just seems
Yeah,
like too much, and that can be another thing on your to-do list.
exactly.
Whereas your approach is that your wellness journey is something that comes from inside, and that's a living from center.
Exactly. That is exactly my approach because I know I've done it. I've signed up for this program and that course and this thing and that thing. And then I don't complete those. And then I start to feel bad about myself that I haven't done those things. And the whole thing, I just still feel like I'm not figuring out my own groove. So the way that I work with people is, in fact, even with this wellness momentum circle, part of it is that I have like an individual session with each person as they come on board to help strategize for them. Okay, what are you working on? Like what would work for you? What are the things that might really get your motivation and momentum going? And then you kind of strategize along the way because everybody's different and everybody's not going to just, meditate for an hour every morning. That's not everybody's thing. And it's not what everybody needs necessarily. So, yeah, figuring out what works for you is the key.
Yeah, and just kind of trusting your inner guidance, your intuition,
Mhm,
and then
mhm.
being
And then the
supported.
small steps to keep it going is
Hmm.
how do you do that? Yeah.
Yeah. And what were the factors that made you choose this neighborhood in Somerville?
Yeah, so I love Summerville. Summerville, I moved to Summerville myself, living there way back in 1992. And it was kind of a fluke that I landed there, but then I've been in love with it ever since. And I was really fortunate to be able to find office space to when I started to set up my massage therapy practice. And I'm in Teal Square there. And I love it. It's like perfectly situated there, like walking distance to Davis Square T and close to the Arlington town line. And I mean, I have client I my practice being in Summerville, it's like it feels so centrally located. I have clients who come from a lot of the neighboring towns, and it's such a walkable town. It's such town city. It's a city, but it feels like a town because of all the squares. It's just the way that it's structured with all the different squares in Summerville. I love it. It's one of my favorite places to be, and so I feel very fortunate to have set my business up there, and it feels like a well-supported city for running a business too. I have felt supported by
Hmm,
by the town government and everything as I'm running my business. So yeah.
wonderful. And what are some of your favorite things to do in that neighborhood?
So Somerville's known for a lot of its sort of festivals and things like Porch Fest and Art Beat. Those have been always some of my favorite things. Like I said, because it's sort of set up for walkableness, just kind of hanging out. And there's always, I mean, obviously things have been a little bit different now with the pandemic, but and especially in the warmer weather when there's, you know, musicians playing out in the squares and so forth. It's just fun to kind of be around there. Yeah. Very community feeling, even though it's a big city.
Yeah, it does. It has a great vibe.
Yeah.
Um, what is something most people don't know about you?
Um, well, one thing One thing is that I'm a first generation American. My parents immigrated here from Germany in the 1950s. I lived in New York State. I grew up in New York State, and I moved to Boston, as I said, in 1992. But yeah, that's always something I always forget, like that's not everybody's situation, that their parents have accents and from another country. But yeah, that's been my experience.
That's
Yeah.
very cool. And what else do you do besides work?
Um, well, actually, one of the things that I've like hobby wise that I've gotten into lately is photography, is nature photography. It's like one of my favorite things to do, to go out for a walk in the woods, or somewhere out in nature with, right now I'm only using my iPhone. I don't have an actual camera, but is that anywhere, it doesn't even have to be in the woods, like anywhere, especially if I go out at sunset or at sunrise and catching the light, just in a certain way. I love that kind of thing, being able to capture just
Yeah,
whatever's going on, or yeah, especially things in nature. It's kind of fun.
you always have nice images on your Facebook group, so
Yeah, those are mine. The posts
yeah.
that I post in the Facebook group are usually pictures that I've taken. Yeah, because we
Oh,
have a like reflection Friday, and that's always a fun one. Like what seems like a nice reflective image in nature for that. Yeah,
that's very cool. I didn't know they were yours.
yeah.
That's great. Anything exciting going on in the business that customers should know about?
Well,
You
yeah,
mentioned
I
I'm sorry,
did
go ahead.
mention the wellness momentum circle, and I would be happy to chat with anybody about that who might be interested in it. But something that I have going on that's just a new thing also that my clients have been loving, that I'm wanting to do more of, is, I mentioned this before, it's part of this, they're a body tune-up class. So they're virtual. So it's kind of the way that you might sign up for an online yoga class, only we're not specifically doing yoga. It's more like a combination of, when I was going to give you a little a little thing here, I'll grab this. It's a combination of like some gentle movement like qigong or some breath work, and then also using these massage tune-up therapy balls. I don't know if I ever shared these with you before, but this it's kind of like using a tennis ball. You know, the way people use a tennis ball to do self
Mhm.
massage in different areas.
Yeah,
Only these balls are specifically made for that. So you can use a tennis ball for the classes, but I'm always recommending these because we use those to like roll out the knots and the tension in your shoulders or your back or your feet, or there's different ways to use them. So we have this really nice kind of tune-up class where it's just the people who come, I'm doing them 3 times a month. There's a Saturday morning and a Thursday evening and a Tuesday midday, sort of spread throughout the month. And so whoever shows up for the classes that day, we kind of check in about what our body needs tune up with, and do a little. This is the thing I talk with my clients all the time. It's like you can find these great ideas and these great tools for self-care, but the thing that we fall short on is scheduling time in our own
yeah,
busy life to do it, to actually do the self massage, or do the breathing, or the whatever that's going to kind of de-stress you. So these are some scheduled times where people can start coming for body tune-ups, and I'm excited about them doing more of those. Yeah,
that sounds amazing. Yeah. So you can't help anybody else when you're burnt out. You have
yeah, yeah.
to keep
And
your
I
own
have people
control.
coming all the time, obviously for massage, into my office for a massage, a 90-60 minute massage, 90-minute massage, but you can't do that every day either, to go and get a massage. So then the question is, what are you doing in little ways in your day-to-day life or in your weekly life to um, down regulate and de-stress, all along the way, in between
Yeah,
your massages, or in between your acupuncture appointments, or in between all the other things you're doing. You want to do your self-care as a routine and a rhythm. So that's what some of this is about, this teaching.
awesome. And lastly, Katrina, what's the best way for customers to contact you?
Probably the best way is to go to my website. The thing about my website is it is livingfromcenter.com, but there are dashes in between the words. So it's living-from-center.com. And yeah, it's I'm always happy. You'll see, like, if you go on there, there's a place to kind of just connect with me more too. I love to give people a complimentary wellness strategy session, just to have a little conversation about, what have you been struggling with? What are you working on? Maybe some ideas about what you can do, just to get the ball rolling for jump starting your wellness and seeing what other options there are, what other possibilities there are. Yeah.
Awesome. And it is a great website. So
Thanks.
thank you so much, Katrina, for this time. It's been wonderful to learn more about your business and you. And everyone, feel free to reach out to Katrina. She's super approachable, as you can tell. And thank you for watching. I'm Carrie Gatto with Big Picture Realty, a team of Keller Williams Realty, and hope to connect soon. Have a great day.